Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. I don't know if it's a manic Monday, a madness Monday, but I have some motivation for you today. No matter where you are, I'm glad you could join, even if it's on the replay. So today I want to talk about 5 reasons your resume needs help. And I don't mean like, oh, just change this word here. Let's add this font here. No, I mean like you need to breathe new life into your resume. Like your resume, let's say for every year you have been working, you have a page to your resume. That is a bit too much. So let's really talk about what if you've been in your career 8 years, 10 years, 20 years, and your resume is a plethora of all of this greatness, all of these things you've achieved as an engineer, as an analytical chemist. What is it that you really want people to know about you that should be, but isn't in your resume? Let me guess. Number one, you aren't a PhD, but you have more than a 2-page resume. Maybe it's 8 pages, 12 pages. Just put a number in the chat. How many pages is your resume? Because it may be a bit longer than it needs to be. Because you really want to talk about not everything you do at work, not all of your tasks. So that's number two. Are you sharing all the tasks you do at work? Right? We don't need to know everything you do at work. So number one, 5 reasons you need some resume help. It is more than 2 pages. 2 pages. Okay. Bathsheba, what is on your third page? 2.5. Karen, it has 2.5 pages. You have 2.5 pages. So let me ask y'all about your 2.5 pages. What is on that other half? What is on that other page? Tell me. So number two is you're sharing the tasks you do in the office, the tasks you do at work. Are you sharing the tasks you do, or are you sharing your accomplishments on your resume? So if you're listing out the tasks you do, put a 1 up. If you're listing the things you accomplish in each role or on projects, put a 2 up. Because it's a difference. As you advance in your career, you really want to focus on the value you bring to an employer. And you show that by sharing the impact that you've had in an organization, not listing all the things you do every day to reach an outcome of reducing turnover or reducing waste or improving productivity or generating more revenue. You really want to focus and share the outcomes that you get. So what's an outcome? Let's say you came up with a way to reduce the downtime in a manufacturing setting. 2, okay, great. So 2, yes, Karen, I love it, because when you got the 2.5 pages, I was like, you're not quite sure. Okay, so that that's what that other half is like. I'm gonna get it in there. And sometimes when you've been in your career for more than 10 or 15, 20 years, you're like, Michelle, how do I get this to 2 pages? It can be hard. So the third reason your resume needs help, one of my experience, computer skills and education. One of computer skills and education. So, Bathsheba, how many years have you been working? I want to go with that, and let's see if it's something in there you may be able to share. You may be able to offload and get rid of to get it down and really hone in on your accomplishments. Okay, this is the third one. I've been saying this since the 90s when I was in college. So I finished college 20 years this year, actually, undergrad. And let's say your email address is not the most professional. I'm 36 years. Okay, 10 plus. your email address, the third reason your resume needs help, your email address might be sexydaddy4982. Okay. No. Hot mama 87. And so you really want to have a professional email address, or even something that helps identify what you do in your career. And nobody may have told you, but when that recruiter got your email, I can guarantee you, like some of these emails, they never forget. Gotta be Hot Mama 2020. Yeah, Karen, like not me. I have a friend, and her email address at the time on her resume was T Booty. I said, no, girl, don't do that. And she was like, what? Because it didn't spell out booty, but you could pronounce it that way, right? So I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Just go put your first and last name or something, first name. Just don't do it. So I don't know why it's a lesson we're still sharing out 25 years later or 20 plus years later to use a professional email address. And nobody's telling you. This is why I know you need help. I know you need help. Another one is you have your full mailing address. Yes. And so when you have your full mailing address, it's some privacy concerns there. And so we want to make sure you are not sharing too much at all. Glad you were around. I am too. You don't want to share too much information. So the city and state is great. To just leave it as that. And really you just want to make sure that you have that information. So if you're doing relocation, they're trying to figure out where you're located, at least they have a reference point. Like, oh, do you realize it's a 2-hour commute or a 4-hour commute every day? Are you going to relocate? Just so you know. What about P.O. Box? Yes, you can definitely use P.O. boxes. But what you don't want to do is like give your physical location. So as a safety precaution, you definitely don't want to do that. But a city and state of P.O. box is great. So there's privacy concerns. So we always hear about places being hacked, and you don't know who's going to take your exact information, and who may come look for you. A lot of times they'll go pay a service or something, but let them do extra work. Don't give them your full access to your address. You would be surprised how some people will be, I can't believe they really live in that area, and if it's local, they really may drive by. People can be petty as well, but mostly because of security concern. Yes, I've in a previous life, I know some co-workers saw a potential hire's resume and just were discussing the address, the location. And Google View is really pretty good. So I'm just saying, just be careful, especially about adding street addresses. P.O. boxes are fine, city, state's fine, but I wouldn't add the person's address. And just from personal experience, back in the 90s again, I just remember being in a co-op one summer, and a guy at the place I was co-oping with another student, we actually went to the same university. One of her coworkers, our coworkers, called her at our apartment. The number was listed, and but she didn't know how to tell him no. When she was nervous, she laughed, and he took that, I think, as a positive sign that she was interested, and she wasn't. It was to the point that she had her boyfriend move up for the summer because she was very uncomfortable having had this man call the apartment. So it's just levels of how you want to feel secure when it comes to what's on your resume. So Just stalking is real. Okay, so also we want to be sure, depending on the industry you're in, your picture or an avatar is okay. So the other thing is your industry has changed and you haven't changed with it. And so now you're sitting there like, well, I don't understand. And they're like, yeah, your layout is from 92. So you're encountering ageism and other things. So you want the look and feel to be as fresh as possible and more modern, up to date with what's going on in your industry. Luckily for engineers, not a lot has changed. But what you can do, I know we had on here, somebody said they had their computer skills on there. Are your computer skills something that you can integrate into your actual job description? Is it something that you can include as part of your accomplishments, right? That way you don't have to use that additional space. Maybe you have awards that are really great if they're pertinent to an avatar seems too playful. It really depends. If you are more in an arts type field, it works. They want to see that your creativity, right? Um, and to be honest, even when we're in science and engineering, we have to be creative with some of that, with some of our solutions. We may have, we have to play within the boundary of a schedule and budget, but we still have to be creative at some level in how we approach problems and how we solve problems. So don't think it's always, but it's still cool even if you're at work and you can have your picture at work. Having an avatar sometimes is really cool. At least like Halloween time, maybe you want to put up an avatar of what you're going to dress up as or something like that, especially right now if you're working from home. So it's a really great idea. So think about how you so back to the awards. If your award is very pertinent to what you've done, so maybe you developed something and you won or you received a patent or you received an award for the Southeast region of the US most creative, I don't know, developer, right? Maybe you were part of a team that created a really great system, process, or product, and that is a really great award that you want to put on there because it's very pertinent and valuable to have it as you're looking for new jobs, looking for raises and promotions. So definitely keep those things on there if they're pertinent. If they're not, it may not help you. Also, organizations on there may not be as good as well. That probably was to your questions about integrating computer skills, including accomplishments. No, so integrating your computer skills into your accomplishments. Yes. So when I say accomplishments, so in your job, what did you achieve? Right? Was it a product? Are you on a production line and you help reduce the waste of X material, which then had a cost savings of $60,000 annually. And so the company then took that one thing you did on that one product line and they were able to implement it over 5 product lines, resulting in $500,000 of savings across the organization on an annual basis. So those things you can talk about how you use data science and a certain code in order to help your employer save $500,000 annually. Does that make sense? So then you can add in whether it's Six Sigma or some other skill or technique or tool you have in order to help save time, reduce costs, and increase revenue or profits. So it's definitely something to look at and to include if you can bridge it and figure out how to put it in there. But if you cannot, on Saturday morning at 10 a.m., we have a great resume writer and career coach named Nicolette Barton. Oh, that scared Barrett, who is going to be doing a training on how to create a resume like you're an executive, like you're applying for an executive role. And so she is doing resume writing masterclass for executives, and if you're looking for a management role, period, because you want it to show up differently than you are having it show up right now. And so that can look like so many different things for everybody. But I do want to invite you to attend this class. Right now, I think the price is 120. It's a 90-minute or hour 45-minute course. And until no, that's in November. It's $117, but it's only 20 people in the class. So it won't be full, like a whole lot of people trying to get her attention. We keep it small and we keep it very succinct so you can actually get help with your resume as you're rising through the ranks and you have that format and that formula moving forward. If that is something you are interested in, you can check us out here at bit.ly. If I can type tonight, at mid-level to executive or exec. And she is available to help you with your resume. I forgot, it doesn't come over to the platform I'm on, doesn't share on LinkedIn. That's the only thing I don't like about LinkedIn Live. But it is not a free course, but she is really great. I love working with people that understand the technical language. Because just to be honest, y'all know we are not always the easiest people to work with. But she is, I'll have you check her out here. So resume writing masterclass for executives. She's with IROC Development. She really does great work with technical professionals. We talk a different language that can be very difficult for other people to really decipher, and we're very analytical. So pulling out from us what we accomplish, we downplay. We look at the process. We don't look at the financial aspects or the magnitude dollar-wise of a lot of stuff. And she's really able to hone in and help you hone in and really show what your results are. And it's really difficult for women to do this as well. And so I found that Nicolette really does a great job with it, which is why I invited her as one of the trainers for our mid-level to executive, mid-level management to executive conference this year. So definitely check her out. This is a very long link, I know, but I'll put in the bit.ly link if you're interested in checking out the actual course on Saturday at 10 a.m. East Coast time. But everybody, this has been fun. I love talking about this stuff because too often we're trying to pull together a resume at the very, very last minute when it should have been done days and weeks ago. And this way you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. And so I want you to stay ready, especially in 2020, because there's so many people who are not ready. And it's interesting. I know I'm live on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn won't show me that I'm live. So I will come in here and drop in the link once I'm done. All right, everybody, have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Bye.